Do you know who I feel sorry for? I feel sorry for the stewards who are working in the away end at St James's Park on Sunday, because chances are they are probably only going to get about a quarter of an hour's wage, because all we are doing at the moment is sending fans out of the stadium early. It's another big game. It's another very winnable game. I don't care what anyone says, but it's a massive step forward to almost getting over the line for those Real Madrid, Barcelona and Bayern Munich flights getting booked. It's the Southampton match preview, Newcastle fans, so make sure you stick around. Welcome back to the Black and White Banter page, Newcastle fans. I hope you have all had a fantastic week, a fantastic end to the week, you name it. If you thought Sunday was good, Sunday was probably as good as it gets, the demolition of Tottenham. So Monday was a lovely day at work. And then we just have that midweek match day just to sprinkle a bit more joy. And then we go to Everton, the big-mouthed Everton on social media. And we send fans home early. We absolutely turn it on like a DJ dropping some bass at a gig. It was lit. That's what that second half was like. We've just absolutely demolished another team. Just add that one to the list. God, it'd be like Santa Claus's list, I think, by the end of this season. It was wonderful. Obviously, I haven't done a last word video or anything because the games are coming thick and fast. I'm doing this match preview a little bit late, with it being a 2 o'clock kickoff on Sunday. I'm doing this right now as it stands Saturday afternoon, so probably not even many people are going to view this video. But hey, trying to stay consistent with these things. And I enjoy talking about Newcastle at the moment. So yeah, I've just about recovered from Thursday. Obviously quite a late night getting home does get your head up your arse, but it's all worth it because look what we witnessed. And I think I've watched now Isak's dribble. I can't say Isak's assist because it officially wasn't his, which is bullshit. I think I've watched that now about 387,000 times the last time I checked. There's no lube left in the house. There's no toilet roll in the house. I am all out of that because that was that good. My mother of Christ. And I tell you what, lots of people are comparing him to Thierry Henry. I don't really like that. I don't really like comparisons like that. Alexander Isak is his own player. Let's not start... I love Thierry Henry. I grew up with him. Let's not start jumping on that. He's his own player. I think he's very different to Thierry Henry, if I'm being totally honest with you. But what a play we have on our hands, and just what a great all-round performance in that second half. I think Isak stole the show from what was a great performance by Joe Willock again. He had some great runs down that left-hand side. Should have scored a worldie had it not been for little arms. Joe Linton played fantastic again. Bruno had a good game. There was great performances all over. There really, really was. But the fixtures are coming thick and fast. So here we are again. We've got to do it all again at St James's Park on Sunday. And who else is fucking excited? Because I am. Every single game. Now, that's why I got persuaded to go to Everton on Thursday. I wasn't going to go. Couldn't say no. And I cannot wait to get in St James's Park on Sunday for what is a bank holiday match day. 2 in a row. So if you do like a bit of a slurp, a bit of a brewski on a match day, there's no better one if you work traditional hours than a Sunday 2 o'clock kick-off on a bank holiday. There's going to be lots of Jaeger bombs, lots of beers consumed, I've got no doubt about that. And lots of people are saying this is a very difficult game. I'm not going to disrespect Southampton as I sit here right now, but I don't buy that. Difficult in terms of, yes, every Premier League game is. Difficult in terms of, there's a high chance we will slip up in this. No, I don't buy it. I've looked at Southampton's results over the last 2 months. Yes, they got a very, very good result at Arsenal. Almost got the 3 points at Arsenal. They were very unlucky not to. But generally speaking, Southampton haven't won a Premier League game since the 4th of March. Newcastle United have just scored 10 goals in 5 days. We should be winning this football match, and I am pretty confident we will win this football match. St James's Park now is one of the most feared stadiums in England, and if I'm biased in saying that, well, call me Captain Biased, I'll go and buy the cape. But I genuinely think it is. Nobody wants to go there, and that's not only because you've got the awful view from the 7 flights of stairs you've got to travel up to sit in the stands. Nobody wants to go there. It's loud, it's aggressive, it's intense. You're not going to see much of the football, and we are putting teams to the sword quite early on and setting the precedent for the match very early in games. We don't do it away from home. We didn't do it at Everton in the first half on Thursday, but the second half totally wiped that out and it didn't matter in the end. But start of matches at St James's Park, we are absolutely coming out the traps. Is it a bit much to ask of the lads to do it Thursday and then on a Sunday? Again, my answer to that is going to be no. Do you know why? Because we have got players changing round. Eddie Howe made changes. Target came in. Almiron came in. Wilson came in. And look what the result was. Murphy came on off the bench on Thursday, chomping at the bit and scored. Isak came on and made Messi look like an average Sunday League player with that dribble. We have got players across the squad chomping at the bit. Anthony Gordon hasn't really had too much of a look in. I know he started at Villa on what was a pretty dark day for us by recent standards, but players aren't getting a look in. And because we've got so much competition, so much of a spring in our step, I am fully backing us. Not necessarily to score a crazy amount of goals again on Sunday, because that's got to come to an end at some point. Southampton will be very aware of what they need to do to shut us up early doors. But I fully expect an intense start. I fully expect some free-flowing football again. Joe Willock's playing some of his best football for us in midfield. Joe Linton's a brick shit house. Bruno's turning it on. Long may it continue. Of course, Southampton come with the dangers. Of course they do. And a big one, as we've seen at St James's Park before, is Ward-Prowse. Give a free kick away on the edge of the box. It's always shitty bum time. And I'm sure Eddie Howe will be telling his defenders, just be that extra little bit careful with last-ditch tackles, with shirt pulls, in and around that box, because he's so good, it can be almost as bad as giving a goal away at times. So that's going to be a danger, and he's done it at St James's Park before, when we beat them 3-2, I believe, a couple of seasons ago under Brucey. So we've seen it happen before. Walcott's obviously banged the goal at Arsenal last week. He can be a threat, but again, I look at our back four, and I look at Southampton's attacking options. They are bottom of the league for a reason. It looks like they are going to go down. If they lose this match at St James's, depending on other results on Sunday, they could be 9 points adrift. That's a huge gap with only 5 games left after Sunday. We've got to win. We have to win. I'm sorry, I'm not going to sugarcoat that. 3rd place in the league, smashing teams for fun against bottom of the league by 6 points. Out of getting out of trouble by 6 points, Southampton, who've been piss poor all season. Has to be a win. Southampton, a team I'm getting a bit sick of, if I'm being honest. We've been to St Mary's twice this season, once in the Cup, once in the league. Won both of them. We've beat them at St James's Park in that amazing Cup semi-final. Scenes we'll never forget when we got confirmed going to Wembley. So they're probably sick of the sight of us. I'm a little bit sick of the sight of them. And we've already beaten them 3 times this season. There is no way Newcastle United should not win this football match. There's a lot of my friends have said, wouldn't it be classic Newcastle to not win? Classic Newcastle isn't as much of a thing anymore. I would have used that statement 2 or 3 times a week once over. Under this regime, under this manager, Newcastle doing a Newcastle, it doesn't happen as much. We don't concede last minute winners. We don't fuck situations up when we're winning as much as we used to. We don't... You can maybe argue Sheffield Wednesday in the Cup was Newcastle doing Newcastle because we awful in the 3rd round of the FA Cup. But apart from that, no, that's a hoodoo Eddie Howe needs to get rid of. That's a different story for a different day. So I'm fully expecting the win. Teams, for me, I know Eddie Howe made changes on Thursday. I would like, and I don't think it's going to happen, I would like Matt Targett to stay in. I think Matt Targett, from some quarters, got a bad name for himself from Thursday's game just because Iwobi ran past him and he fell over. Generally speaking, for me in the first half, it was nice to see a left-back playing left-back in terms of agility, ability to bomb forward. Matt Targett has a lot of qualities Dan Burn doesn't. A little bit quicker out the traps than what Dan Burn can be. Dan Burn, I've got no doubts about it, will play against Southampton. I think Eddie Howe will go back to his usual back four of Trips, Botman, Burn that's played most of the season. But if I was picking the team, I'd like to see Matt Targett get even more game time and I would keep him in. Midfield, again, I would go for what I think is solid for us. My team generally would be exactly what started against Tottenham. Joe Linton, Bruno Longstaff, Willock on the left-hand side where him and Joe Linton can switch it up. Isak over Wilson. Wilson is doing amazing when he's playing. To have 2 strikers, both score and both in form like this is so weird as a Newcastle fan. it's, it goes back to the Demba Ba, Papi Cisse days, and they kind of spent a lot of the time playing together. But to have two strikers chomping at the bit, they are making each other better. And, Isak get all applauded on Thursday for that amazing dribble, fair enough. Wilson scored a worldie. Wilson was probably surprised that he scored that. That's not a Callum Wilson goal, but he also got the strikers finish in the first half, the Poacher's goal. That's maybe what Isak isn't as much as Wilson, of that poaching aspect. Very different. Amazing to see them both playing, chomping at the bit, making each other better, making us better in the process, but I would go with Isak. The man looks absolutely fucking world class. Him for me, and then on the right hand side, Jacob Murphy. Almiron, I wasn't delighted to see Almiron back in the team on Thursday, and I actually think Jacob Murphy is offering us more. I love seeing a right hand sided player on the right hand side. It's a common theme with me. Strange that, isn't it? You like to see a player with that foot on that side of the pitch. I do, and he's got 3 goals in 2 games. I'm delighted for the kid. He's such a likeable character, isn't he? Newcastle fan. So that's who I would go with. And then look at the bench you've got, if that's who he starts with. Wilson to come off. Gordon to come off the bench. Almiron to come off the bench. Elliot Anderson to come off the bench. You've got options there. You really, really do. And that's what is great, that Eddie Howe can make the changes at Everton and we still fucking smash them. So I'm going to back a win. I'm going to go 3-0 Newcastle. I'd like to see us keep a clean sheet. I felt a bit sorry for Popey in the last couple of games. The goal at Everton wasn't great from his point of view. I can't deny that. But that's the only letdown, that we've conceded goals. Nick Pope was keeping clean sheets for fun once over, and we just let in those little moments. I would love to see us keep one of them. I'm going to go for a very, very composed, very accomplished 3-0 win to send Southampton again, as Everton were a little bit closer to relegation. Can't wait to get in St James's Park. Can't wait to soak up a couple of bank holiday beers. And there will be a match vlog coming, as there always is. The reaction to Black and White Banter recently, anyone watching this, can I just say, has been absolutely incredible. I created Black and White Banter on social media during lockdown for a bit of fun. Obviously, I do lots of pitch take edits, photos, videos. They take a lot of time, but I do it because I think I enjoy it. It's fun. YouTube, I've enjoyed doing match vlogs. I love watching them back on the bus back from away games. If you haven't seen me Everton one, watch me Everton one. And it's just been great. The reaction's been great. I've got people buying my merchandise, my Black and White Banter stuff. So thank you very much. And the subscribers are starting to go up on YouTube now, which is absolutely incredible. So of course there'll be a match vlog. Of course I'll be speaking to fans, which I absolutely love doing. So if you haven't already, give us a like, Newcastle fans. If you've stuck around this long, that goes a very long way and makes more people see this video. And subscribe. Because why wouldn't you want to watch a lovely match vlog on a bank holiday Sunday when you've had one too many beers? My lovely face talking to other lovely faces about hopefully what is another Newcastle win. So I'll see you on that match vlog. Enjoy your bank holiday weekends, Newcastle fans, because I've got no doubts about it. The Toon and Mr. Eddie Howe will probably make it a slightly sweeter long weekend. How are the lads?